Jokes by the losers. Opposition demands haste. Ranjan's attack on party auction. Is JVP prepared to disband its TU? Is JVP prepared to disband its TU? Notes of a journalist in exile.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Jokes by the losers. AKD was elevated to the presidency from a party that once had a mere 3% of public backing. It was nothing surprising when either of the two mainstream parties shared election wins all along. But Compass got its less than 500,000 votes increased manifold for an unprecedented victory. So, rather than making fun at the win, losers should think about the dismal abyss they have fallen into. Moderates think along such lines, while it is also said that is just the nature of politics. AKD takes them head-on. During the presidential polls, certain media worked against AKD and tried their utmost on behalf of the candidates of their choice. The NPP accused them of planting falsehoods, making insults, etc., but AKD never criticised such media, but carried on unconcerned. He waited for the people to make their choice. AKD won, and for a couple of weeks, those same media kept mum. Their silence is short-lived and they are into the game once again. But AKD is not tight-lipped this time. He reacts and at a rally in Matara, issued a challenge to them. He urged those media to let go of unethical media practices and adopt a democratic, correct and responsible approach. What comes after election results? AKD took strong exceptions to misleading news with regard to the economy without levelling the finger at a particular channel. However, the live telecast saw the state-run media turning their cameras at the team from that particular errant news outlet.
ජනාධිපති ධූරේ 3 දෙනෙක්ගේ කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලය විතරයි තාම ශක්තිමත් දේශපාලන බලයක් අදාළ ආයතන වල තාම තහවුරු කරගෙන නැහැ. මේගොල්ලෝ කල්පනා කරනවා මේ අකර්මණ්‍ය කරන්න පුළුවන්, අඩාල කරන්න පුළුවන්, මේ ටිකක් අරාජිකත්වයකට පත් කරන්න පුළුවන්. මෙන්න මෙවැනි උවමනාවකින් තමයි මේ මාධ්‍ය මේ ප්‍රවෘත්ති පළ කරන්න පටන් ගන්න තිබෙන්නේ. ආර්ථික අස්ථාවරභාවයක් ඇතිවෙමින් තිබෙනවා. එය උන්ට නිර්මාණය කළ යුතු මතයක්. සමාජයේ අනාරක්ෂිතභාවයක් නිර්මාණය වෙලා තිබෙනවා. එය උන්ට නිර්මාණය කළ යුතු මතයක්. ඒතර මොකද වෙන්නේ? ආර්ථික අස්ථාවරභාවයක් නිර්මාණය වුණොත්, සමාජ අස්ථාවරභාවයක් නිර්මාණය වුණොත්, සමාජය තුළ අරාජිකත්වයක් නිර්මාණය වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මේගොල්ලන්ට අවශ්‍යතාවය තිබෙනවා සමාජය තුළ අරාජිකත්වයක් නිර්මාණය කරන්න.
The outcome of AKD's remarks there could be seen once the general election results are out. Opposition demands haste. Some in the opposition demand haste, urging AKD to fulfill his promises immediately. SJB's Harsha says what is being done today is exactly what was done before. The claims have now boomeranged on them, he says. Officials are silent. Loyalists of Compass accuse the opposition of misleading the people with its money-printing allegations. But government authorities are unable to explain how a central bank goes about controlling inflation and deflation. Veteran critic Gamini Viangoda says in his weekend column on Anida, the opposition's popular mode of criticism was once followed even by the JVP-led NPP. Now, people hope for a new political culture under a Compass rule. What should be incorporated into that is abandoning attempts at petty political gain by making cheap references to complex issues, Viangoda says. Ranjan's attack on party auction. Ranjan is a name synonymous with catching thieves. Many believed he would get nominations from Compass. But that party has not given the chance to anyone of his ilk. None of its candidates is found to be at fault. Suddenly, Ranjan entered the fray from a new party. That took all quite by surprise. Parties searching for a way in. It is the UDV with microphone symbol. Ranjan, flanked by Dilshan and Vadivel, held a media briefing and announced their arrival. Some suspected it to be a game by Compass to open up another avenue for those who cannot be accepted on its stage. The new party gave nominations to unthinkable characters from Gampaha, Colombo, Kalutara, and some upcountry districts. Colombo's leader, Patham Kerna, was a leader at Aragalaya, and society saw him in the wrong light. Interested quarters inquired into the new party and found it belongs to Aliraja. He has bought more than one party to contest. The Lanka mobile owner controls several media networks and has a stake in the film industry too. Conspiracies due to fear of Ranjan. Ranjan held the party's launch at Sugathadasa with much splendour. A sizable crowd attended. After it ended, around 300 of them protested that they had not been paid as promised. It is said they had been transported with a promise of cash ranging between rupees 2,000 and rupees 5,000. Some got paid, but the others weren't, while the organisers pocketed something too. It was all Lanka mobile money. The party rejected various accusations, claiming hate speech by opponents due to their imminent defeat. Its media spokesman is health unionist Kumadesh. Now he is without a job since the new government has resolved all outstanding issues in the sector. Society looked questioningly at Ranjan. Aliraja experimented at the presidential polls by fielding a candidate from the north. This time, he is fielding candidates from 3 parties, 2 for the northeast and another for the remaining areas. People find no issue with the parties if they are recognised by the election authorities. Prasanna reveals all. In the meantime, a candidate from that party came out with some revelations to show that some of the rumours hold truth. He is Prasanna Adikari, who contests from Colombo. He was AKD's media secretary when he was the agriculture minister in the probationary government. He did the same job for Dayasiri during the periods he was the Northwestern Province Chief Minister and the Sports Minister. Later, he was with Roshan Ranasinghe, who broke away with Gota. He was last seen with Pavitra. In actual fact, Prasanna worked for Lanka Mobile. He is a key team member of Munara TV chief Boudica Wikramadara. Some say the party's lowest bid for a popular character to contest from Western Province is rupees 10 million. The highest is anyone's guess. On Wednesday afternoon, Prasanna was seen at N.M. Pereira Centre at Barela. He came out with some exposures about his party, but he faced trouble there. Charles of Barela and some others from the party challenged him. Anyway, he went on to address the media and claimed Aliraja to be a shadow of Prabhakaran. He tries to do with ballot papers what Prabhakaran failed to do with guns, Prasanna charged. At the Election Commission, the party is named as United Congress Party, with Govindasamy Jaiseelan as the secretary. Ranjan holds no position in the party, he went on. Referring to the party constitution, Prasanna said its Tamil version is without a number of pages, whose content is unknown. Also, national list nominees are not given. Prasanna said his attempts to speak to the secretary and Ranjan failed, so he decided to go public. Both parties have the same postal address, the address of Manara newspaper office. Amid all the challenges, he used his training as an ex-JVP member and made his case. Opponents had no guts to do anything more than issuing threats that they would take care of things later. Was he someone's cat's paw? Prasanna said Aliraja had another party, called Muslim Ulama, and 2 more. He tries to play political games with his money. He accused the party of getting youths to contest with the intention of obtaining around 300,000 votes and then send their choice to Parliament from the national list. People should think as to why he tries this much, spends this much and plays this game, added Prasanna. Some wonder if there is a hidden hand behind him. They even expect him to join forces with Dilith tomorrow. Is JVP prepared to disband its TU? The JVP will disband its union affiliates, says Nipunarachchi. The party's executive member said so at a rally at Bokundara. The history of strikes will be no more. Very soon we will disband the unions. The unborn will have to be taught one day about strikes and curfews, he said. Notes of a journalist in exile. Uvindu is one of the journalists who fled the country following Lasantha's murder. He continued to challenge the Rajapaksas as editor of Colombo Telegraph. Of late, he has gained popularity as a social media activist. Those interested in politics make it a habit to go through his Facebook page. During his time at Jayawardenepura University, he was opposed to the JVP. But he worked for AKD at the presidential polls, taking his opponents head-on. Just recently, he took to FB, urging the party to get to work without talking nonsense. He aligns with the pro-Compass camp that it is now time to stop talking and get to work. Party supporters ask them to wait until things start happening after 14 November. Wasantha reveals the list of reopened court cases and who are to be exposed or destined to go behind bars, etc. The Anuradhapura candidate says probes would soon begin into bond, sugar and organic fertilizer scams, Easter Sunday attacks and many more. At this rate, some will have to flee the country after the 14th. Amid all this, postal voting was on its final day today. That's it for today.
The leader දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම